Hi, my name is Bradley Gilligan, and I have done the research of the computing innovation magnetic resonance imaging. To program the pages in HTML, I used different types of text, coding, and style. As you can see here, I've linked my style sheet, which has all the styling that I need to affect how the page looks. To make my banner, as you can see on the next page, I used different types of layers, text box, editing the logo, and all that in Pixar. To use the animation seen here, I used different types of websites to code it, and you take the three images and you apply it to layers, and that's how you make the GIF. And now I'll go through each question that I've responded to in my project. The first question here is, indicate the name of the innovation and provide a clear description of its intended purpose, such as the problem that the innovation solved, the opportunity that it created, or the discovery that the innovation made possible. The overall purpose of MRI is to provide data to help diagnose many types of medical illnesses and problems. The problem that magnetic resonance imaging is solved is late cancer diagnosis. MRIs solve the problem of late cancer diagnosis because the image of cancer cells can show each cell, and it makes it a really quick and easy diagnosis. So that's my summary of the first question. Now I'll go on to the next page. So here I explained the effects and impacts of my pages of the innovation. Magnetic resonance imaging is a computing innovation used for many medical purposes in the world today. And this will be explaining a benefit or a harmful effect of the innovation. It can detect many diseases such as Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, multiple sclerosis, and some other problems relating to infections, tumors, and nerves in humans. Some problems relating to it is there's a type of gas that certain individuals might have an allergic reaction to. Also, the radio frequency used by MRI machines can overheat human bodies. And if patients have like a pacemaker inside them, the magnetic fields are really strong, so that could be a problem. And this video relates to the passage above because it explains MRI's beneficial effects and discuss their harmful effects. Going on to the next question. I'll be explaining the impact that the innovation has had on society, economy, or culture. Considering that MRIs are very effective and useful, they impact certain aspects of society. They've had a huge beneficial impact on people's lives because when you can detect cancer cells in early stages, doctors can use that information to get the patient the care that they need as soon as possible. It also has saved many people with that. Next question and last question of the impacts and effects page is, there's another field besides computer science that has a impact or a potential to impact. A field that MRIs can impact is the medical field. And in the medical field, doctors use MRIs for many problems to give people the care that they need. Going on to the next page. Here, I related MRIs to data. First question is, describe how the innovation consumes data as input, produces data as output, and/or transforms data. MRI consumes and produces data in very interesting ways. The doctor puts the MRI into action by pressing a button on the computer. The data the MRI machine consumes consists of components that adjust various settings of the MRI scan images that are created. One of the settings is number of slices, which decides how many layers of different images are created from one individual scan image. MRI produces data by using magnetic fields that can scan for the part of the body and take a picture of that. Next question is, describe at least one data storage concern, data privacy concern, or data security concern related to the innovation. MRI is a truly amazing computing innovation. However, there are some flaws in its data production. I'll have you know that there really isn't things that can be detrimental, but there are some flaws. MRI has had a very big impact on brain search, but some data could be flawed. The flaw that will be discussed is computer programs that go through the images produced using make a suggestion of differences in brain activity where none actually exist. Flaws can happen because brain activity can change in many ways, because people can be thinking or they cannot be thinking. So that's generally how that could be a flaw, because studies could be varied and all that in a general aspect. And this is a photo. I know you can't really see it, but the bars on the left adjust different settings for the MRI to take images. And this is an MRI scan of a human's brain, and that yellow spot is where the MRI is focused. Here's my references page. As you can see, I put the amount of numbers of the sources, the authors, the reference, and the year. And these numbers are used, as you can see in my text, to relate some of the information I have provided to these sources. Now I will discuss the technical aspect. People interact with MRIs by the doctor uses some buttons that moves the table with the patient into the machine. Once the patient is inside the machine, the doctor activates the medical field to line up the hydrogen molecules in the human's body. When the molecules are lined up, they send off a signal which indicates where something is occurring. To get the image that is needed, magnetic fields of different strengths are used. The area in the body with the strongest signal is where the issue is, and that's how the image is produced. Here's an image of someone going inside an MRI machine, as I discussed previously. And now I will describe in detail how the innovations technology incorporates at least one of the big ideas of abstraction: algorithms, programming, and or the internet to accomplish its purpose. MRI incorporates the big idea of algorithms to accomplish its purpose as a computing innovation.